Today I want to talk to you about the difference between happiness and joy. Galatians 5:22 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness." The term joy is repeated hundreds of times in the Bible, but being happy only about 20. What is the difference? Happiness is fleeting. We sing happy birthday on that one date because we want that one date to be happy. Happiness can be taken away with a single bad thing. One single bad thing comes along and happiness is gone. You're no longer happy. But joy is granted to us by God. It's permanent. He wants us to be joyous. How many of you have ever asked someone, "How you doing?" What's the usual answer? Okay. I'm doing okay. I'm getting by. Or, I'm keeping my head above water. It's seldom an overly exuberant answer. Why is that? It's because we're not very joyous. God doesn't want us to keep our heads above water. He wants us to walk on water with joy and faith in Him. So why aren't we joyous? I think it's because we let things get to us. We have bill problems. We have health problems. We have the devil taunting us and tempting us. And we just let it get to us. We let the devil taunt and tempt us. We let him get away with it. Jesus told us that there would be hard times, and yet we're always act like we're surprised by them. We get in hard times and we're suddenly surprised that this snuck up on us. Jesus himself told us we would have hard times. And then we seldom act the way we should when the hard times hit us. Instead, we let them get us so down that we get physically ill. We can make ourselves physically sick. We get so down on ourselves. I've watched people go to the doctor all the time with various ailments, but how much of that is by our own stress? Or instead of stress, could we say lack of faith? We let this stress build up in us so much, but all we have to do is surrender it. It's our faith. Our faith in God will reduce our stress immediately. The Lord told us that there would be hard times, but He also told us it'd be nothing we cannot handle. We can handle anything that's thrown our way. If we can't, He certainly can, because there's nothing He can't handle. The devil convinces us that it's more than we can bear, though. He also convinces us to blame God for our stress. And we may not outright blame God, but we all feel that we have a loving God. So when things go badly, we start to question things. We start to lose our faith a little bit, just a little bit. It sneaks up on us. It's kind of whispering behind us saying, why is God letting this happen? The second we even ask that question, we're losing a little bit of our faith. But it sneaks up behind us, a little voice. The devil lets us hear that little voice. That's all he's got to do is whisper it. And we go, why is this happening to me? And then we say this to me, as if it'd be okay if it were happening to somebody else. But it shouldn't be happening. We know it's going to happen, though. So He wants us to question our faith. When we stop relying on God in hard times and start relying on our own ability to handle it, then we completely lose. Proverbs 3:5, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding." We need to quit trying to handle it all ourselves. We know we can't. Not a single one of us has the power to handle everything that comes our way. Because just when you think you got everything under control, somebody's going to throw a curveball at you. You're going to strike out, you're going to walk back to the dugout, and you're going to lose that round. And you can either come back and say, you know what, God gave me the strength, try this again. Or you can let it eat at you. Has anyone here ever been to Wonderworks and Destiny USA? Anybody? Oh, come on, there's no parents in the room that can help me out here besides my own wife? Fail. I'll bet Sherry'd been, but she's not out here, so. But, for those of you who haven't been, let me describe the entrance to you. When you first walk in, there's a walkway. That's this little plank. And it goes through a tunnel. But the thing is, the tunnel is spinning. The plank isn't spinning, but the tunnel is spinning. So when you walk in and the tunnel's spinning, it gives you this illusion that the walkway is flipping over. Because the tunnel all around you is flipping around. And you think you're going to fall. I was walking through hugging the railing for dear life because I was losing my balance. It wasn't going anywhere, but it completely spins on you. And I was leaning against the railing. Colleen's crying. Ruthie and I are falling over. We can't seem to get to her to help her because we're tripping over ourselves. It's horrible. But it gives you this illusion that you're going to fall. This is exactly the illusion that the devil gives you, that you're falling over when you're not. He does it to us all the time. I'll tell you, like I said, I staggered through that thing, clinging to the railing for balance. It was embarrassing. I was hugging on it. I felt like that plank was going up here, and I was about to flip over and fall. It wasn't going anywhere. And I knew in my head that plank wasn't moving. But I couldn't convince myself of that as I tipped over. Like I said, the devil does it to every day. We're walking on a solid foundation. That plank was there. It didn't budge. I knew it was there. The whole time, in my head, I was like, that plank isn't moving. But I'm falling all over the place, looking like an idiot. And that's what the devil does to us. Tunnel even made me nauseous at one point. But then after we got out, Colleen was crying. And she was extremely upset. So to make a point, I re-entered the tunnel. But this time, to prove that nothing would happen, I closed my eyes. And the illusion of spinning was gone. I closed my eyes, held onto the railing, and walked straight in it. There was no spinning, no nothing. I wasn't staggering. I was standing up straight. It was a little loud from the tunnel. But without the illusion of the tunnel spinning, I didn't fall over. Everything was fine. And this is what we need to do every day when dealing with our difficulties, stress, or hard times. Close our eyes and rely on the solid foundation that God gave us. He is that foundation. He's that solid plank that I was walking on with a railing, no less. That solid plank, but the devil was spinning the world around me. And he does it every day to us. He spins the world around us and we lose our balance, we tip over, we stagger around in this world when we have that solid foundation. But when I closed my eyes and just knew with faith that that solid foundation was under me and closed my eyes to that spinning tunnel, everything was fine. Everything was normal. I was able to maintain balance. And this applies to everything we do. Everything we do. So how does this tie into joy? Well, we cannot be joyous if we're constantly letting the stressors of life spin us around, make us dizzy, make us lose our balance. We know that we'll have hard times in our lives because God said so. In John 16:33, he said, I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So we know we'll have hard times. We know the world's going to spin around us crazy. We know we're going to lose balance occasionally, but we also know we have that solid foundation. It's under us. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And sometimes we take this to mean, I can do little crazy challenges. I'm guilty. Some of these races that I do, I'm like, I can do all things through Christ. And then I get halfway through and I'm like, whew, bit off a little more than I could chew this time. But it applies to the little things in life, though. Everyday things, the little stressors. When we start to lose balance in our life, when we're thrown a curveball, because it happens to all of us. Just when we think we got everything figured out, spin the world a little faster or change direction on us. And we have to rely on that solid foundation. So, don't let the stressors of life rob you of your joy. If we're not joyous, who's going to want to join us in salvation? Who's going to want to be a Christian if we're just always down in the dumps and miserable looking? If you look around this room alone and you look at every picture of Jesus, you can see that he doesn't look unhappy. He doesn't look stressed. He's just always got this look of just confidence and joy. You can't always see it because we always paint him with kind of a straight face, but I picture Jesus laughing at times. We never think about it, but I picture Jesus when he said, let the children come to me. Picture the children just rolling around in the grass and playing. He was probably laughing. He was probably enjoying the sight of watching these children in their innocence just having a good time. And that's the kind of thing we need to remember. We need to enjoy these things. We don't need to be straight-laced and boring and uptight looking. We need to have fun. Clean fun, of course, but we need to have fun and enjoy life and live a joyous life. So, remember we have that solid foundation. And this is a really short one, so you're going to be happy because I'm almost done. I'm on the last page already. This is a simple message. It's a simple message just to be joyous. So I'm going to ask you one thing. Next time you're asked, how are you doing? Don't answer with that blah, boring answer of, I'm okay, I'm getting by. Or even worse, unload everything that happened to you on the other person. Because I'm sorry, I've lived down south, and if you ask how you doing, you're getting an answer. You might need to get comfortable. Might want to bring a chair. But don't unload all your grief on somebody or, I'm getting by. I'm okay. I'm all right. Tell them you're blessed. I'm great because I'm blessed. I'm saved. And there's nothing in this world that's going to stop me. Because there's nothing that can if you don't let it. If you don't let the devil get in your way, he can't because God gave us the strength to overcome him. He gave us Jesus Christ. What more could we ask for? So we just need to remember, be more out there with it. Share your love of Christ with others. That's your opportunity. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Why? Because I'm saved. And there's nothing in this world that can bother me at this point because I'm saved. That's it. It's that simple. We'll face trials. We'll face temptations. We all know we will. God told us we will. And why? Because God loves us just like any other parent loves their child. What do we do as parents? Do you let your kids face trials and temptations so that they can grow stronger? I know we've all left something on the counter, probably gone, that's probably not a good idea. My kid's going to get into it. But you know what? I'm going to leave it there anyway, because when he does, I'm going to get on him. Or her. Especially in Colleen's case, her. And we know, hey, I got to leave it there because I have to correct her. And I know that she'll be stronger from it. Why would we expect any less from God? Why would we expect him to take away every hardship so that we live an easy life and we don't grow stronger from it? How is our Father expected to be any different from what we think is good parenting? We can't. So we just need to remember that we're loved, we're blessed, and be joyous in it. Don't let us get us down, especially these days. We all read the news. We come in here and we talk about the latest news, and it's depressing. It's sad. But we can't let it beat us down. Find that one article in the paper that picks you up again. That one good thing. It's easy to report on the bad things. Look for the good things in life. Try not to dwell on the bad things. And try to just remember, be joyous. Don't let the devil get you down. Don't let him spin the tunnel so you're out of control. Just remember you got that solid foundation that you're walking on the whole time. And if it starts to spin, close your eyes. Close your eyes and walk out on it and be fine. Thank you.